You know, speaking of we race, so Kevin Harvick was, I don't know if he's talking on his podcast or something a couple weeks ago, but he said that. He goes, we race. He was talking about the sport. That's the tagline that I think they should use. I think remember the Hell Yeah campaign?
Yeah.
Right? Did we talk about this last show?
We talked about the Hell Yeah, I feel like a
long time ago.
Yeah.
Well, you remember there was a campaign, there's some possible rumblings that there was this thing, and Tim Clark shut it down, said it's not real or what, it's not exactly what everybody thought it was. But yeah, so there was, you know, we were thinking, when I saw it, we were thinking, man, we're gonna have this is gonna be our next Daytona day. You know, we're gonna have this Hell Yeah campaign, commercials, and all this stuff leading up to the Daytona 500, and a lot of people weren't really that excited about it. Tim Clark said no tagline has been finalized, no spot has been created. Now this was
in September.
Kevin Harvick was on his show, and he was talking about the sport, and he said, we race. And I thought, and a lot of other people I saw as well commented, there's your tagline. And Kelly says that. You know, why do we do what we do? We race. We're racers. We want to race. And so, and it's, I'm kind of rambling a little bit, but that mentality has always been the leading mindset when you look at the books. You know, when you look at the money spent, everybody's always said you want to make a fortune and you want to make a small fortune in racing, start with a large one. And for my entire life, you know, I haven't looked at racing as my entire life. Like when I was a kid, my dad made money as a driver, but as an owner in the sport, I don't know that you looked at it and went, you know, I'm going to profit here. When he ran his own cars, drove his own Busch cars, you know, those were passion projects. He was going to spend, you know, $80,000 and race for 20, you know, and so that's how it was, you know, and you were lucky back then to be able to find the funding and partnerships and sponsors that could make up for the deficit. Well, that, you know, that has all gone away. You know, corporate America has withdrawn a little bit of their financial support comparable to years ago. And so it's much harder for the teams to sort of find the way to cover that deficit. But we race. We want to go because we want to race. And we're realistic about, you know, I think we're realistic that the Daytona 500 gives us an opportunity to go race and not lose money, right? We're not going to, you know, if it's cost you $750,000 to go run a Daytona 500, right? If you can find a partner that wants to help you with that, and you know you can check a few other boxes to be able to compile that money and be able to go do it, you go do it, you know?
Does the top 10 end up in the positive?
Yeah, I think so. I think if you run the top 10, you're gonna have
profit.
some profit. You
Yeah.
know, we race. I like that.